Have you fallen in love with the Inland Northwest and are considering a move to the Spokane area, but maybe you're curious what the job market is like and who the top employers are? Well, this video is for you. I'm excited to share with you the top 15 employers here in Spokane. And just before we jump into the video, if you wouldn't mind gently turning the like button blue or white if you're on night mode and smashing the subscribe button, you have no idea how much those 2 seconds of your life pushes this content to more people moving to Spokane just like you. And if you find this video helpful or want more information, there's a link in the description to schedule an appointment directly on my calendar at a time that's convenient for you. Let's get into the video. In the number 15 spot, we have Gonzaga University. Now, as we go, I'll kind of talk about trends and notice industries that seem to be doing well in Spokane. So right off the bat, you'll notice that education is a very big industry in this area. Gonzaga employs 1,293 people with an increase of about 30 employees over the last year. And for those of you who don't know, Gonzaga is one of our private universities here in Spokane. It is nationally known for our basketball team, the Gonzaga Bulldogs. But also, if you're somebody that is thinking of going to law school, they have a heavy weight on any resume if you're looking to get into that career. It's a beautiful campus right along the Spokane River, and the Centennial Trail runs conveniently through it, allowing you to walk or bike east and west away from the campus. Currently, they have 38 job openings listed on their website, so if you're looking to make a move as a professor or faculty member, it could be worth checking it out. Number 14 is the Mann Grandstaff VA Medical Center, or as most of us call it, the VA Hospital. This is another trend you'll start seeing as we go down the list, but healthcare is another huge industry in our areas, especially as we've expanded our university district, which has led to the University of Washington and Washington State University to have their main nursing campuses here in Spokane. The VA Hospital employs 1,322 people, and currently over 100 jobs are available to apply for online. So if you're a traveling nurse watching this or a nurse looking for a place to settle down, Spokane has many medical positions. 13 is Walmart, and that's everything from retail to pharmacy and delivery. Some positions don't need much on their resume, but others might be corporate positions or specialists like people that work at the pharmacy. There's currently 1,422 employees in Spokane County, which is actually down by over 500 people from this time last year. I find that pretty interesting and curious as to why that would have happened. So if you're somebody that worked at Walmart in 2021, leave a comment down below and let us know what happened. And here we are back in education for number 12, which is the Spokane Community Colleges. We have 2 community colleges here in Spokane, the Spokane Falls Community College and the Spokane Community College, or SFCC and SCC respectively. Very generally speaking, SFCC tends to be more liberal arts and SCC tends to be more for the trades, but I've known people that have gone to either school for the other thing. I think something that is really cool for high school students that I know is not available everywhere is the option to do running start. High school students in Spokane can opt to start going to community college when they're a junior in high school and can actually graduate from high school with a diploma and an AA, which I think is really cool. It allowed my little sister to attend her undergrad for only 2 years because she had all her basic classes done and for a lot cheaper. Number 11 on the list is the Kalispel Tribal Economic Authority, which is the fancy name for the Northern Quest Resort and Casino and all that they provide to the Spokane area. Now, I'm not a big casino goer. I haven't stepped foot in one since I stopped being a professional drummer in Montana, playing country gigs multiple nights a week. But the Northern Quest Casino is a very nice place to go with a beautiful hotel. They have a Maslow's out there, so some amazing steak options. They just introduced sports betting if that's something that you're into. And they have a ton of other amenities and have been growing a lot in Airway Heights. They've had almost a 10% growth in employment over the last year and now have just over 1,500 employees. Number 10 on the list is URM Stores. From their website, URM is a retailer-owned co-op, meaning that the owners and shareholders of URM are also retail grocers, or in other words, their customers. So for example, Rosars might get their food supplied by URM, but Rosars is also part owner in the company. And this is the first company that touches on another large sector of business in Spokane, which is logistics. Spokane is a hub for freight, flight, and deliveries via railroad because we are situated right along Interstate 90 running east and west and Highway 195 running north and south. So if being in that industry on the technology side, engineering, management, but also they provide a lot of opportunities for manufacturing and more labor jobs for the manufacturing and filling orders and things like that. URM currently has just over 1,600 employees, and another cool thing is that they don't only stock the main grocery stores, but they have their own cash and carry, more affordable grocery store as well. Next up is our second largest school district here in Spokane. So for spot number 9, we have the Central Valley School District. This district covers the south side of I-90 from Dishman-Micah all the way to the Idaho border, including Liberty Lake. And so they've recently added Ridgeline High School and Selkirk Middle School to help with the expansion of Liberty Lake and Green Acres with all of the new housing projects going on in that area. The 1,600 employees are spread across 30 schools, assisting over 14 14,000 students. So the adult to student ratio is about 1 in 10. Now I'll combine our next two, which would be 8 and 7, because they're relatively similar, but those employers would be our local government. The city of Spokane and Spokane County employ 4,000 people in the Spokane area, and that can be anything from office jobs like city planners and data analysts, to police officers and firefighters, to judges, to park managers and maintenance workers. So this is a wide spectrum of employment here in the area for people that want to contribute directly to the betterment of the city and the county. Now, if you made it this far in the video, leave me a comment down below and let me know what job you're looking for right now, whether you're here in Spokane or moving to the area. You never know who will see this video and be looking for what you're looking to do. So let's create a little job board of our own down below. Or what do you think Spokane is missing? What industries do we need to see more of to make it worth it for you to move to the area? I would love to hear your thoughts down below. So now I'm gonna breeze through the next few because like I said, we're gonna see a pattern in the industries that do the best in the area. So number 6 is the MultiCare health system of the Inland Northwest, which basically covers a ton of our smaller hospitals and clinics like Rockwood, Indigo, Deaconess, and the Valley hospitals. Altogether, they have 3,100 employees. 5 is still newer to the area, but rapidly growing just like they are everywhere else, and that is Amazon. Within the last maybe 5 years, we've had 2 Amazon fulfillment centers show up here, one in Airway Heights and one off of Trent in the Valley. The only bummer is that we still don't have same day or even 1 day delivery here. Sometimes it takes a week, but now I just sound privileged, so we're moving on. But before I do, they currently employ over 3,700 people, providing a ton of job opportunities. Love them or hate them, they provide opportunities for people to make a lot of money at the top and give people a place to maybe work a terrible job fulfilling orders, but everybody has to start somewhere. Number 4 is our largest school district here in Spokane, District 81. Like I said, the trends continue with another huge employer in the education space. District 81 has 7 high schools, 6 middle schools, which I think will be 8 soon, and 34 elementary schools, which adds up to nearly 30,000 students and provides over 3,700 jobs. One thing I want to say is that teachers get paid pretty well in Washington for the cost of living. I know multiple teachers that have been in for less than 10 years that make very close to 6 figures a year, and if you're a 2-teacher household, which seems to be somewhat common, you can make a solid household income for our area. I got my education license in Montana and the pay was nothing like it is here, so that's something to consider if you're moving from out of the area. Number 3 is more government jobs from the state of Washington, which is over 5,500 jobs here in Spokane County, and that's pretty wild. If you include all the teaching jobs, the city, the county, basically all the government jobs available in our area, it probably adds up close to 5% of the people work for the government in some way, which I just think was kind of an interesting observation. In second place is another healthcare company, Providence Inland Northwest, which would be in conjunction with Sacred Heart. That is our largest hospital in Spokane and the largest in the Inland Northwest. The hospital is highly awarded in multiple areas from stroke care to cardiac issues. And I'm obviously not a doctor, so I don't know all the terms, but I know that it is a highly respected hospital and patients are flown in from all across the Inland Northwest for care here. They currently have just over 6,000 employees, and I have multiple clients who work there, make great money, and have really flexible schedules. That honestly makes me kind of jealous. And finally, our number 1 employer here in Spokane is not in education or healthcare, but it is for the government. It's Fairchild Air Force Base. Now, to my surprise, there are over 6,700 people that work for the Air Force Base, which is wild. And the cool thing is there are almost 70 jobs available. All of them can be applied for by anybody. They're looking for physicists, engineers, cooks, psychologists, biologists, nurses, you name it. Maybe I'm the dumb one, but I had no idea that they employed so many civilians, which I just think is super cool. The other thing to note is just how many of these jobs are in the West Plains of Spokane or in the town of Airway Heights. You have the base, Amazon, Northern Quest Casino, all in and around the Airway Heights area. So I think Airway Heights is going to keep growing a lot over the next few years. So if you want more info about the other top employers here in Spokane, the Spokane Journal of Business just released their book of lists for 2022, and I think they might do up to like the top 50 employers. So if you want a copy of this, reach out to me. I'll point you in the right direction, or we can jump on a Zoom call to go over it in more detail. And even if you found your dream job here in Spokane, make sure to know my 10 reasons I wouldn't move here before you take it. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.